Welcome to Deathmatch World Cup 5 Decider match round of 32 between Dragonstar in the teal and Maldhar in the blue over here, and they still don't get shown here, but they get shown at the top and they will have to suffice. Hey, Air 12. And we have Hans against Magyars. Very classic matchup. Hans have the advantage early and Magyars have the advantage later on. It does look like no wild snipes so far. It's really confusing to not have the names here. I don't know what's wrong. Looks like Prairie. It is Runestones. Or did they have two scouts? It looks like Runescouts to me as well. But we have a very open middle on the map. Forward main gold for Dragonstar. And back main gold, back extra gold for Maldhar. So Maldhar's map might be a little bit better. 2 goals here to the left should be quite easy to secure for the Magyar player. Hun map probably doesn't matter as much because the Hun will need to kill early. We have Tarkans going forward on for the rush there. Paladins rushing on the other hand side. Not finding that many kills is Dragonstar right now. Maldhar going by a lot of houses there in the back, but not that many villager kills. The Magyars have actually killed 3, so Dragonstar has killed 3 villagers. As the Tarkans don't find the damage. Massive damage over here. 6 villagers down. Maldhar is down to 3 villagers. So very effective rush for Dragonstar. If there's a Sylph that can survive that, it's Hans. But I see 4 barracks up. So not more stables, not more archery ranges up, which the Huns kinda need for their pop advantage early on in this matchup. The villager might go down. Military will be better for a good while for the Hun player in Maldhar. Should be in one place, so 1 castle is up. That is important, but I feel like Dragonstar will need more castles to produce Mega Hussar, which will be the most important unit in this matchup. To snipe all the rams, that should be coming, but I don't see any siege workshops yet by Maldhar. And if Huns want to win the matchup, I think quick siege ramps are the way, and yeah, I don't see them yet. Market even being added by the Magyar player first. So does Maldhar want to play the long game? No. Siege workshops in the middle. I like it. And villager count almost evened out now, 8 to 10. Dragonstar is housed. Xavachers in the back trying to deny the houses and the extra pop, but looks like Maldhar will lose the Cavachers. Nice trap there, but they get a villager at least, and that was pretty hard to click on. So impressive there, but the window for the Huns is closing any second. They're just going forward, more siege workshops, not producing any rams. The resources for them are there. Maldhar's using the market and now able to produce siege rams and 48 more paladins. Whew. Okay. I think later on this maybe Tarkans are better, but I don't see too many Scavengers actually out by Dragonstar. So might be right with that much melee to go for Paladins rather. It is a smaller difference though. And that looks like a good fight for Maldhar. Dragonstar really doesn't want to take these fights against Huns that early on. Ram production is now starting. This is not looking too shabby for the Huns. Doesn't have a right choke point here, only going for 1 early castle. I think big mistake by Dragonstar against a Hun player. And he is producing though, right? But with the Cavachers going back, the not too many castles issue probably. Now the rams are there. Without castles, Magyars will have a hard time to defend that. Units are also kind of getting stuck in the base now. This is looking like a really good push from Maldhar. You mean Maldhar pop is so good? Well, it's Huns. And they are Huns. And Peter is auch Peter. Ne? 3 villagers in the back. Very defensive castles here for Mega Hussar production as the front castle falls. Onagers also a weapon that can stop the siege ram push, but 2 onagers will not be enough, especially because 1 is targeted down by a paladin right now, and it's getting closer and closer to the point where this is unstoppable. Late game, Magyars will always dominate, but better CA plus Mega Hussar basically, plus they get onager. But this castle is also stopped. The back castles aren't up. There's another castle being produced here. And it's 160 army still to 65 army. So Maldhar not losing a lot of army. Dragonstar calling the GG. And we have the upset. In game 1, Maldhar bringing the Huns home against the Magyars. Really nice Huns play. Yeah, I lost a lot of villagers at the start, but as I said, Huns can deal with that. He got the market. I think if Dragonstar uses the market first, maybe the push is a bit weaker. Because he had spent the stuff on ramps before. Oh, actually both used the market. Dragonstar even used it first. And a massive 3k all-in push. Marketing by Dragonstar. By Maldhar. So confusing not to have the names here. I don't know why it doesn't capture that. But yeah, game 1 victory with Huns against Magyars on the side of Maldhar. And that means we go to Dragonstar's home map. Dragonhar? What about him? And who is that even? Score right is the one. So on Golden Swamp, I would think Spanish against... Really try Portuguese on Swamp, maybe? Not sure. And Serengeti Magyars is what comes to mind, I think. Probably Mega Burr or something. Ah, the Magyars are gone already, huh? What does Dragonstar play there? Lithuanians, maybe? Bulgarians, maybe? Let's see. But you could have gone May and said they're way better. What was the alternative that you talked about? Incas are not bad. The old Inca Mayan discussion. And it is the Swamp! And it is the Iberian matchup! Who do you guys favor? Spanish versus Portuguese. Yeah, I read it back now. We have Spanish against Portuguese! So there's your Portuguese! Alpha Dog! I think wanted to see the Portuguese in DM. Spanish? Really strong civ on Golden Swamp though. 3 stables, 4 barracks by Maldhar. And Dragonstar starting castles wants to go Organ Guns. That might be quite late on the swampy area. And it is Dragonstar's home map here. And he picked Portuguese for it. And he let his opponent have Spanish. So I surely hope he has a strategy for this. Win percentage is like the 95 to 5 for the Portuguese, obviously. At least if you believe Alpha Dog. But I'd favor the Spanish as well. Sorry for the ambulance. And no spoilers, kiddo. I don't want to ban you. It is very clear from... I don't know anything yet. Heavy demo starting already. Galleons, maybe a little bit too early, but we have 2 heavy demos not producing from his stock. Is Dragonstar. That might be a kind of big issue. Trying to rush over here. Spanish should have the rushing advantage. And it shows so far 1 kill only for the Spanish though. So defense on land kind of working. That villager will get spared. Paladinos will die. Nice. Wall of Steel castles should go up. But the problem for Dragonstar is he will lose the water. Because we have 8 docks already up on Maldhar's side. And only 2 docks up here. Now the castles are there to defend the docks. But the bane of everything, the Spanish elite Canagayan is out. I kind of had an insta win with that in my last Deathmatch World Cup set. The Cyclops 2K3RM decided to clump with Italians. And that obviously didn't go too well, because I just started can again and killed everything. And that's kind of same as it's happening here, because it's also a lot of castles in the build order. Why the Habities? Like, the Habities could fight this? What, the Organ Guns will just explode. No, I don't know what Dragonstar is thinking here. That should be a really easy game for Maldhar. He's taking the middle with a castle. Could use towers. Seed workshops on the swamp, so kind of in the middle of the map, closer to the opponent. I like it, and yeah, cannon guns can kill all of this. 4 dogs up now. Demos, he's not queuing many demos. I wonder if like something wrong with Dragonstar's water hotkeys, or if he's just not shift queuing. But Dragonstar is usually a good DM player. But all his production buildings don't seem too cute. So it looks like he isn't shift queuing. I would need to look in-game at his POV to really see that, but like, so less cute buildings is really surprising. Maybe there was a production issue in the last one as well. And gladly you took up my teachings finally, Maldhar. But yeah, early cannon gun switch works here, and I don't see... He's still, like, the thing is, like, he's not giving up on water. Dragonstar is still trying to come back on water, but with like 2 demos out of 3 dogs, that won't work. And he's also not really looking at a land push like Miguel did yesterday. And there's the GG. Lul. Like, imagine I'm the underdog in the set and I just win 2 games in 7 minutes. Well, Maldhar's probably feeling pretty great right now. Why there only one Dragonstar had a bug? Did somebody claim to have a bug again? Feels Andy, man. Why am I losing pop? My houses don't lose pop. Yes, you just lost 4 castles. Yeah, Portuguese. Not too sure. Sorry, Alpha Dog, you wanted to see Portuguese on Golden Swamp, and here's why we don't see too often Portuguese in DM, and here's why we don't see it too often. And yeah, that's the stats, but the main stat is Elite Cannon Galleon. So Spanish getting the win over Portuguese. Maldhar, the underdog 2-0 up against Dragonstar. So we are moving into the direction of the biggest upset of Deathmatch World Cup 5 so far. Maldhar is bad, but seeding wise, they didn't put him that high. I wasn't. No. And home map Golden Swamp gone, so we will move to Serengeti. And what would you guys pick out of these civs on Serengeti? I'm gonna give you a little bit time to guess. Mongols, Lithuanians. Mongols and Serengeti? My guess would be Berberlith, I think. Could be Bulgarians, they're not that wood dependent. What are the maps left? Let's see. What other maps left for Mongols? 4 Lakes is not a great map for Mongols, and Kazakhstan isn't either. Yeah, so Mongols make a lot of sense. And we see Mongols! But we also see Koreans on Serengeti, on the map with not much wood on it. More gold than wood, and we see Koreans. That's a very odd pick. Wait. Shouldn't Dragonstar... Oh yeah, Dragonstar is a Korean. No, never mind. Berber Korean? Okay, you got the Koreans right, Paulette. But I'm surprised. Like, I'm surprised it's such a wood-heavy civ on this map. And Also slow Civ, so you can't really punish Mongols. But maybe he was thinking, maybe Dragonstar thinking was, I'm gonna be with Mongols, so I want to have a Civ with better SO. And arguably a better death ball. Koreans maybe just a counter to Mongols. I think it's just a counter pick to Mongols. And not a pick from the map. And as that, it can work. Early siege workshops. Castles, because against Mongols you do want war wagons, I think. And obviously some halberdiers to defend the camels. But Mongol camels aren't the biggest threat of all with no treadmill cranes. So shouldn't get out that fast. Also, camels are a bit questionable choice by Maldhar here. Why not Cavalier? There is one stable by Maldhar, but it's Korean Cavalier. Like, they're super shit. So Mongol Cavalier should be better, and better against the halberdiers and the SO. So I think Cavalier would have been more reasonable to start off for the Mongols, or even, maybe even Steppe Lancers. Steppe Lancers would have been super juicy with all these castles. Yeah, I think Steppe Lancers would have been the right opening for Mongols, yeah. Like a few, but he could have sniped these castles there. Battle of the Siege, indeed. We should get some great shots. Siege is coming out, war wagons are coming out. On this side, castles are up, so Mangudai being produced only from one castle. Lacking production a little bit. There we go. 3 SO there. And Maldhar doing good though, not over queuing camels too much. Still should probably get rid of the 4 and 52 Hussar already queued. That will be hard on the food eco. I'm not sure if that might not be too many Hussar, but we don't see a market, so no market play from Maldhar right here. And the Korean Deathfall is building. Very passive game. Serengeti is a big map. These are 2 of the slowest civs in the game, because both rely on a death ball that involves unique units, and both. Well, Koreans actually have treadmill crane. Do Koreans have powder? Oh, I'm not sure about that. Koreans have treadmill crane, but they're like still slow surf because they don't have any mobility because their calf sucks. Do we have little trials of side towers here from Dragonstar, who is not focusing on these guys. Could stop the villagers and kill all the farms. But is not doing so. So far, both just progressing towards the middle, and Dragonstar is looking to get the central hill, and nobody jumps at the central hill, which is kind of odd. Army standing under it, army standing under it. These castles are progression to that, but I think like Maldhar could have just moved his army up this hill, so I get a little bit of Joro vs. Sato feelings here. If you guys saw my cast of that in the group stage, one of the most interesting sets there. Even the most interesting. I think that goes to KD vs. Tweppy. And yeah, Dragonstar is getting the central hill here for free. Did finally end up killing that villager. Economy development better for Dragonstar by 40. Kind of normal for the treadmill crane civ. And now here are the big bada booms that you wanted to see. Alpha Dog. War wagons are surviving, but the position defended by Maldhar. But somebody should be interested in this hill, like that villager could be killed or something. Big problem is the war wagons against the Mangudai, and so the siege drone just will decide all this. Looks like they're kind of dividing the map 50-50 right now. A lot of tower tries. Maldhar is sending a massive army to a side push on a side where there's only 2 gold, and I guess significant stone. It is to the direction of this gold. But he's giving up that middle hill for free, and that means these 2 castles could die. I guess there's not too many resources at the front, and he will have a high hill here. Yeah, maybe you can give up that position. I feel like there was a window to take the hill himself. But if his analysts, I don't want to push up the hill, and that's kind of over. I can somewhat understand the side push. It's not too much siege with it though. Only 2 siege rams. And Dragonstar was thinking if I added towers to the left, yeah? Ooh, it might be dead Mangudai. Well, it's a kind of slow death of the Mangudai. It doesn't look that spectacular. But I don't think this will do anything, and it just loses the Maldhar and army and gives Dragonstar an avenue to push here. Reinforcements are also pushing there though, while Dragonstar is focused on the defense, so that might have been Maldhar's thinking. I feel like he has enough on it just though to defend the castle. What is in there? Oh, a ton of war wagons now. That, never mind, Dragonstar will never lose the hill. Really nice. That side tower is super annoying. So great annoyance. Mongols with castles at home have problems to secure their economy. Very raidable economy here, very raidable economy here. Luckily for the Mongol player, Koreans are one of the worst civs at raiding. Army advantage is gigantic for Dragonstar though, and I think the side push is kind of what killed Maldhar. He would have need to try to jump this hill earlier, I think, and not do the side push. Well, we'll clear up that annoying tower. But Foodico running low now, 27 on food, only 6 on food, but that is Korean, so we don't need any food. And he has 45 on gold, 28 on wood, the most important resource. Probably needs a little bit more on wood, especially with the war wagon heavy play for the Korean player in this game. And here come the Korean hussars. They are hussars. They're lacking armor. They're lacking bloodlines. But they're fast and they can still kill villagers. And there's no protection here. So how much armor they have doesn't really matter too much. And that will be quite devastating here on the economy side, as still traps are being built here. This army is not beatable. Just running hussars into that will also not do too much, because there's the war wagons. And I guess their own hussars. Some heavies around here would be nice for Dragonstar. But the rage are the key element, I feel like. So the Foodico still low, 19 on gold. It's also 3 golds here in this area. And no golds here actually. So all Maldhar's gold access here on the right side, where the castles were at front, kind of under the big hill that he gave up. So he lost 2 castles there, and one of the castles could have been here. I guess even maybe one like here, further away from that hill, but in the middle of the farm eco. One here, one there, I think. Would have how I would have placed them. Siege Archer battles in the middle. Something like Mongols might be faster, but if they're only fighting in the middle, I think like Korean Orange is more, because the range is more useful. And you can't micro that much in DM, so the mobility advantage for micro for the Mongols isn't that big. The mobility is rather for like if you make it play on different fronts, but the Koreans always want to play only on one front. And right now I think Dragonstar is getting that. He didn't get it when the side attack happened, but the side attack was too weak with not enough siege, and yeah, I'm also not the biggest fan of the timing on that. But Maldhar is holding on to this hill. He has to hold on to this hill and somehow get the stone for a castle. There's 3 stone piles over there. And this stone pile, I guess he lost access to. He just a little bit clumped over here. Another stone that he's taking there. And towering up that gold. So map control very much in Dragonstar's hands. Also collected 4 to 1 relics. So Maldhar's in a really dire spot. Not in the set. He's still 2-1 up with 2 quick victories. But kind of everything speaking for Dragonstar to take this game 200 pop to 170. And yeah, now Dragonstar also finds this exposed farm eco. The town bell, Maldhar, and you wanted me to cast this set. Well, it wasn't too bad. Like, these villages could have not been garrisoned. Oh, thanks for the follow! Bice92! Welcome to the party. And to Deathmatch World Cup 5, $10,000 Deathmatch tournament. And we're watching Dragonstar against Maldhar in the round of 32 in the deciders for who makes it to the 16 people main event. So 8 make it through. There will be another round of 16. And then 8 make it through to join the 8 invited in the main event. And the 8 invited are the ones who came the furthest in last World Cups. And Maldhar is giving the fight of his life so far, being 2-0 up against Dragonstar as someone who wasn't in the main event of a deathmatch before, while Dragonstar, I think, has been. And Maldhar's somewhat holding this hill and even pushing back. He's pushing back a lumber camp, but he's pushing back the 4-1 relics, and the complete map control for Dragonstar are still worrying, but at least some towers are being cleaned. 40 farms for Maldhar. That's more farm than Dragonstar has, but Mongols need way more farms. Well, actually, Koreans are playing this kinda Hussar heavy, so... now the war wagons aren't supported at all. Wait, is Maldhar coming back in this game? Is this a 3-0? Hey. Still can't be, that's relics, but army advantage actually for Maldhar now. I'm really surprised for how the game looked 5 minutes ago. I thought all these farm modules would just be constantly raided and then they would become one big push to the middle. But actually it is Maldhar pushing back with 2 very hurt trebuchets. You could repair them, but that's nitty bitty. And here finally is the onages again for Dragonstar, but now he doesn't have anything with them anymore. Has a ton of resources, 8k gold. Not too much overboom. Why isn't he producing more? A lot of stables. He has 7 barracks. Also, like, he does have 4 castles only, I guess. That's why not more war wagons might be coming. But it kind of looks like Dragonstar is a little bit slower at its production once again, like in the first 2 games as well. He's so much less. Okay, now finally there's a better army for the Korean again. Really nice attack round there. The attack rounds are against like moving targets are really nice by Dragonstar right now, and the traps will fall as well. Castle barely stays up, and these like castles barely staying up, being repaired heavily and for a long time moments can often be what turns a game. Yeah, way better game than the first 2. First 2 were just pretty clean by Maldhar. And now they're kind of on these opposite hills. Problem is, okay, siege workshop walls, I like that a lot. To defend this economy, but it would really be imperative for him to get the stone. Finally, Maldhar found the stone. Because we really need a castle in at least one of the farm ecos for Maldhar. Otherwise, the raids will kill him, even though it's only Korean Hussar and shit. But yeah, if there's a castle, Korean Hussar are not too good anymore. Even the Helvetier raid over here. Pretty massive raid. Economy, Eco KD, actually quite even. So there was also some nice raiding by Maldhar. Saw it here a little bit while we concentrate on the fight. And that gets cleaned. What is that over here? Okay, it's just trying to take wood. So Dragonstar knows he's... Dragonstar still is kind of on a timer. He might have 4-1 relics, but he is on a timer due to wood. Because... Mongols are also not too great without wood. And Dragonstar has more map control, but Koreans are worse without wood. Mongols can, if they can keep Mangudai alive, they can kind of kill everything. You could say if you can keep war wagons alive, but they're harder to keep alive than Mangudai, but not if you do it like this, Maldhar. What? What are you doing? What was that? The whole Mangudai army just took a complete tour through the army of Dragonstar. And that at the instant moment where I was talking about keeping alive Mangudai, they didn't even shoot once. It's just passing and dying. Feels bad. Probably misclick. Done stuff like this as well, but looks super shitty and is very frustrating. And now with that Mangudai mask on. Even more gone. I don't think there's anything stopping Dragonstar anymore. Maldhar did really well from like when I thought he was dead. But that was a bit of a throw. And now it should be over, right? 20 army. 255. So... well, 70 farms now for Maldhar. So he's doing good on that. I like the protection here. Korean Hussar really not the greatest of getting through walls, lacking also the offense upgrade, and Hussar kind of shit at that generally. This one is still open to raid, and there's quite some idols. The biggest problem is this death ball though, and Dragonstar doesn't have too many halberdiers with it. Okay, we're microing Sonage now, and he actually gets a shot off and kills or weakens the trap as well. So only that one trap left. I don't think sending 6 Hussar in does much. And the Mangudai count is really worrying for Maldhar now. With that waste and no gold control. Besides this gold that has like 700 left. But the whole map belongs to Dragonstar. Should really make more traps. Okay, there's more traps coming. Nice, nice. And very random trap appearing to kill this tower, but I like the towers on this hill. And it will go up because the Hussars will deal with the trap. And also forward towers here. That's starting to be Korean comfort zone. I think Dragonstar would have had an easier time if he towered more. And I mean, Itziko's also pretty raidable. It's actually pretty towered, but the towers aren't that strong from Koreans. They're not Yasama towers, so they don't do that much damage. They just have more range. Actually, not clearly again. No, but it's still enough to get that. And Maldhar calls the GG. I don't know what's up with the capture age. But we have the scoreboard at the top. Ah, I think I can add a player name here. Yeah, that's better. Oh no, I both named both Dragonstar. That's obviously not better. Maldhar's Maldhar. Now we shortly had a situation that Dragonstar can't win the set and can't lose the set. Quite surprising to see Koreans win this. Really? I would have actually favored Koreans a little bit, not by much. Mobility is obviously an issue on the map, but at Central Hill was super important, and Maldhar kinda didn't want to take it. Koreans have the fastest start, so they're better at taking that. Hey Hezi. You would also say Mongols prefer? Okay. Oh yeah, mobility is kind of crucial on the map. I played this a few times on different maps. Mongols always won. Really? Wild noob appeared. Oh, don't be mean to Hezi. Dragonstar, more resources collected as well. And we have ourselves a series. Feels weird to say because Dragonstar was the favorite. But yeah, it was the first game that Dragonstar won. Mongols, Maldhar's last pick only. People sleeping on Mongols, while Koreans was the first pick like Dragonstar, so at least these two seem to agree with me that Koreans are better. And Dragonstar wins Serengeti, so only Maldhar home maps onwards from here. And I don't know, the music is getting really dark, so I'm speaking really dark. Alright, let's go. So, remaining civs are Japanese, Berbers, Incas, Bulgarians, Bohemians, and the Lithuanians on either Four Lakes or Kazakhstan. So, Kazakhstan I think is probably gonna be... Phew, there's no siege civ left for Maldhar. That's tough. Oh, I might try Incas, I guess. And Japanese on Four Lakes? Maybe Japanese. I think Japanese could be pretty good on either map, maybe. And Guess Dragonstar has got Bohemians on Cavasai and Bulgarians on 4 legs. That would be my guesses. And we have 4 legs. And I was kind of wrong. At least partially. Because we do see Japanese, but we see Lithuanians for Dragonstar. So his last pick. And Maldhar in the blue as the Japanese. No central hill is the first thing that I can see here. So it isn't clear where we want to build our Japanese Yasama towers. And no central hill is good for Lithuanians here, I feel. What's the relic position to get the extra bonus damage? That's the 3 relics that Dragonstar should aim for, in my opinion. Maldhar? Is Maldhar getting nervous after the last game? Scout attacking a house over there. Also not attacking the villager, but the paladin. So, yeah, that wasn't the greatest scout control ever. Maldhar also lost the villager to the scout. It feels like maybe that game 3 made Maldhar nervous. 3 barracks, 5 barracks, and 6 ranges. And yeah, you might need a big build order against Lithuanians. On the other hand side, quick castles for Lydes after 5 stables. Okay, no, not that quick castles, because it's actually pretty gigantic build order. 5, 5, 7. So massive build order from Dragonstar. Who is going forward, killing the villager over there. Ooh, that doesn't look good. That doesn't look good for Maldhar at all. I think Maldhar was thinking of a slower civ there, something Bohemians or Bulgarians. Against Bulgarians, Japanese are kind of the killers. I thought he would counter Bulgarians here probably. And yeah, I think Japanese have a big civ win there. But Dragonstar saw that through and picked Lithuanians. And he's also adding Cavachers, which I really like. So he has his own CA, even though they're not with Parthian. But they're still good to defend this. Castle going up in time as well after the big build order. Both castles going up, so these CA won't find too many kills. 7 villager kills for Dragonstar. So Dragonstar off to a very good start in game 4. Yeah. Also nice positioning on these. Want to catch these before they can do any damage. And seems like Dragonstar is able to do at least a little bit of damage to them should garrison the villages over here. Maldhar playing aggressive, but I don't see a castle yet. I don't see any traps yet, really. Maldhar has the advantage in the middle fights as long as these get chased. But with the cavalry, the early map control advantage should kind of be with the Lithuanians. Working with towers on that here. I think that's a position he kinda wants to defend, but he needs to get either this position with the gold or this southern hill, which will be very hard to get. That position up top and that gold would be nice for the Japanese player here. Army's moving kind of around. Dragonstar doesn't seem to be too interested in a big fight, rather wants to take map control, is taking the northern relic. Another one in the south and one over here. And a bit surprising Maldhar not contesting that relic, because I think it was the most contestable. This is a small army that Maldhar could overwhelm to threaten that relic. Instead, Maldhar looks a bit indecisive. He was thinking there would be a middle hill, I get the middle hill and I tower that. And now there is no middle hill. So that isn't too good for the Japanese player. Onagers not joining the party as well. Maldhar doesn't have Onagers of his own to counter that. Kinda his old army dies to Onagers right now. I guess besides Japanese trebuchets, which already gets a nice first hit in over here. Yeah, nice usage of Japanese traps by Maldhar. I like it. But there's so many onagers over there that his Cavachers can't really engage anything. Also a good fight for Maldhar with the Hybridius against the Cav. And that actually is a beautiful way to take this fight by Maldhar. Problem is he's getting braided big time here and here at home. But the fight looks good, but don't run the Cavachers into onagers. Maybe even own cavalry might be good here for Japanese. But I think you just want to do like moving forward with towers. But it's really not the ideal area because there's no hills at all. And Dragonstar will get control of this. And thereby the third relic. That relic should be brought home. But Talons are only +3 because only one relic has been brought in so far. Dragonstar thinking about a side push with these two trebuchets over here. Maybe on that stuff. Nobody's on the lakes. Japanese don't really want the food, they want the wood, so they don't want to go on their own lakes early at least. But Dragonstar could have done it a bit earlier here, now doing fishing ships there. And we see Lithuanian skirmishers. I mean, they're faster and they kind of counter all the army right now, so why not? But why not is Onitros or Light Cav could come. And skirmishers are pretty easy to counter in here. Maldhar trying to tower up this hill. I talked about it as this would be an important position with the 4-tier gold over here. And I think the skirmishers will deny that. Maldhar more interested of doing the one big middle push here. And I think that's kind of the strength of Japanese this matchup. And do annoying towers at the side. So be really careful with the onagers here. The skirmishers falling to the onagers as predicted. And Dragonstar getting further and further pushed back here. If Maldhar can push this through, then he wins the set and gets the upset. And it's not looking too shabby with that. I mean, these guys are being really annoying. Oh, but Maldhar doesn't have any economy. Maldhar down to 29 wills, not really addressing the raids, focusing on microing everything over here. Can work. It was also a Japanese game that Viper won like that in last year's finals on Acropolis. Ooh, that wasn't the greatest exchanges on Onagers. Maldhar! Probably focus on Ikistaragis, not microing the Onagers in the big Onager fight here. That was a pretty good exchange for Dragonstar. I don't know what Dragonstar's traps are doing that forward. I thought for a second I'm still muted. I'm not. And problem is Maldhar's troops are getting smaller and smaller and it still doesn't have an economy. And now Maldhar's going back. But if he goes back, then he just has the game lost. I mean, he lost too many fights there. I think that one Onager fight kinda broke his neck. And economy is just not really there. He definitely needs wood. Has a lot of stone economy. Being confident in the push, but then not building towers to secure it. And no towers to secure it means he just lost all the area of the map again. While Dragonstar has firm control over the south. Is getting control over that north area where the towers were never finished too. And yeah, that Onager fight was kind of, oh no, indeed, Mr. Hazy. And now it's Dragonstar's game to lose 200 pop to 125. I thought Maldhar could micro that push down, but at the wrong moment he looked away. Trying to expand with towers here to the south. No castles there, so that can work. That castle will stop the towers on this side. These towers were never built. But, all very much defense right now. Dragonstar also 3 relics and the better raiding units for him this time. That looks like a wall off, but there's actually a tile open there and this house isn't built. So, the house is built, but that was open. And while this economy development will be stopped again, at least he still has food, right? So developing economy shouldn't be that difficult. It's taking good engagements over here, but that hill will stop everything with the Onagers and the Paladins even. Onagers not focus firing, so this might get in, but I think there's too many skirmishers. Oh yeah, and that was nice. I want to say that was a nice focus fire, not hitting the skirms, and then the last shot kills all the skirms. Well, caster skirsh. Splat indeed. These towers were built after all, but are being taken out. Nobody taking this gold yet. Nobody battling for the lakes at all. That's a bit disappointing. Just one lake that few fishing ships are in. And yeah, I think Dragonstar doesn't have to attack right now. He can just sit on his map control. Raid a bit. More towers being added in trying to defend that. That isn't right, Maldhar. There's a tile you can't build a house on next to the water, always. Why was that ram so loud? Did you hear that? That splattered really loudly. It looked like Dragonstar's villager was gonna build Maldhar's tower. But yeah, Dragonstar now expanding to that gold. And little bit of push here. Okay, there's a second trap coming. Oh, that would at least give him, well, 1 stone and would secure this gold here. For Maldhar. Who does have a wood economy, no? Map control is still really nice for Dragonstar. I'm not sure if this is the most important area. I mean, it's 1 gold. Somehow that north seems more important to me. It's also only 1 gold, but it also secures this stone, this gold if he gets it. And threatens farm and wood eco over here, also the fish eco. I mean, Maldhar. Does Maldhar know about these ecos? No, he doesn't. Castle falls here though, and Japanese halberdiers are not as bad in taking down onagers as other halberdiers, because they get the bonus damage more often with the quicker attack. The Dragonstar! I mean, yeah, you want to build it further back because of the traps, but it looks so ugly. Dan, just tuned in. My eyes have advantage in this matchup. What do the actual pros think though? Maldhar should have the advantage in Japanese Lithuanians. On 4 legs I'd favor and Maldhar versus Dragonstar. Dragonstar was the favorite, and Maldhar won the first 2. And high crown, and I don't know if you know meant the players or the civs, so I'd try to answer both. Trap falling over here. Japanese can always do something, but since there was no middle hill that could be towered on this map, I thought that was good for Lith. Even though I think overall probably Japanese are the better civ. Could be more Cavarcher heavy played from the Lithuanians here, I feel. I guess he has the relics now, so he wants to go with the 13+5 units, but Lightus? Against the halberdiers, I guess. And Maldhar doesn't have too many CA. Lightus aren't too great against CA. Still, Dragonstar has better map control, fighting over the wood in the middle a little bit here. Ooh, and Maldhar losing all his traps. Aye, that's costly. That was like 5 traps lost there. As Maldhar's army was going to the north, there's another hole in his wall, but it's 3-4 Yasuma's towers firing there. So it shouldn't be the worst fight actually, even though the fight looks really bad. And there's more Yasuma towers firing now, so these guys will melt. And that's also quite costly for Dragonstar, but losing all the traps always does hurt the Japanese. Was trying to push this castle, that would have been instrumental. Castle is back up here now. And that goal, the most fought over spot. And I still want Maldhar to fight over this a little bit more strategically. Oh, those are taking down the Cavarchers, and they have their winged hussars as well, so doing quite a good job at it. But they don't get the bonus damage. And Maldhar, not too careful with his Cavarcher units, also in the Mongols game, right? That big waste where the Megadais took a tour through Dragonstar's units kind of cost him that game. Okay, nice harass on the gold. Still, nobody really taking the left side goal. Maldhar, you can take that. At least since the villagers there. Cavarchers now dying to skirmishers as well. Why is Maldhar focusing? Making halberdiers. Focusing this tower. Is Maldhar running out of wood? Kind of. That's this wood line. If he gets here, there are 2 wood lines, and the central wood lines are being fought over. A little bit of a capped ram push. Lithuanians have one of the worst sieges in the game. The tower fell, but there's still units around. Maldhar's gold problems. Okay, he's finally on this gold now. Never really contested this gold. And Dragonstar has army here. It's kind of a fight on 2 sides for gold right now. And in the middle. And Dragonstar's winning 2 out of 3 of them. That's, I don't know if that's fought over right now, but it could be like on this front. That monk healing up the 4 cabbages. It's quite nice. It's a long ride for the Lithuanians because Yasama Towers are super annoying and super good. And that's really what makes Japanese so nice in this matchup. Now? You can gain that area. Dragonstar's adding more military production buildings there, but it doesn't have too much military. Focusing on raiding. Maldhar's not reacting. And that's actually an area without any Yasama Towers. 27 on food now only. And he still not reacting there. Well, now it gets close to the Yasama Towers, so that will be the end. But all these farms were emptied. Maldhar focusing on the push here and needs to be careful not to lose his traps. No Helvetiers around here. They are coming, but okay, no focus on the trap. So I think that castle will go down. That's looking really good for Maldhar now. Like if he can get this area and get his farm production back up, villagers, he's at least producing back from 90. Shouldn't waste his cabbages to the skirms. And what do you guys say? Would you like the Japanese to add light cav here? I feel like I would add light cav here. A few forward stables just to have a mobile unit to raid as well as the castles are falling. Counter the skirms. Obviously Hussa are better from the Lithuanians, but the curse of the 1 unit raid? Kind of 3, right? Talk about your memes. I think it was more than 1. That's a really nice tower, so Maldhar has control over this gold now. And it's looking better and better for Maldhar, adding a lot more farms. Only problem I can see might be wood. What's the wood control for Dragonstar? Let's take a look at the whole map. So Dragonstar has 4 wood piles here, somewhat under control, even though that trap will fall to the onagers. Bombard cannons could be a nice addition, but there's even siege engineers for Lith, right? No, there's no siege engineers for Lith? Yeah, there's no. Why does the trap have +1? Oh, because chemistry. I was just confused. I thought there's none, yeah. And finally raiding that gold. There is still 1100 here, though. Somewhat under Maldhar's control. Why is Maldhar still running out of energy? Okay, he's not running out of energy. He's finally going for the north now. And his army is less mobile than the Lith army, so that takes a while. North still controls 3 woodlines. As the gold bank is looking beautiful for Maldhar and not that great for Dragonstar. Maldhar has less pop due to the raids mainly. Yeah, there's so many skirms now. Maldhar really needs cav. Well, there's an onager. Getting focused down beautifully by Dragonstar. But they're walking through the whole halberdier, so still losing a lot of skirmishers. Villagers are not still taking gold, just 2 halberdiers take care of them. That's looking good for Maldhar. What? Maldhar's had 3. No, it's only 3 to 2 relics. Yeah, that's looking great for Maldhar. The important map control parts are for him. I guess that gold isn't been taken by anyone yet, but His gold bank is looking better, his gold production is looking better, but that will end soon. But he really needs to get on this gold. And he has a pushing army, 75 army, it's a good Japanese army. Champions not being added as well, okay, that's also maybe even a better answer to skirmishers. Okay, now I look at chat and Tessie has been saying the same. That traps fine. Yep, that's a 3-1, no? How is Dragonstar supposed to stop this with 5 on gold? Like 5 on gold should be killed, by the way. Oh, he stops that gold. 400 left there. Oh no, he did not take market. Wait, let me actually check. Where's the market? There's a market. Things can still be sold indeed. So that's a way for Dragonstar to get gold. Dragonstar just took it? Oh, not at all. But he can still take it even more. It's 59 to 90. I mean, Japanese usually don't use that much gold. Now he's off gold. Right. God. Dragonstar's getting all his gold for free. And why is the army back here and why are the traps there? Oof. No, don't lose all the traps, Maldhar! There goes game 4. 20 villagers are back here. No, 20 villagers are back on gold somewhere. Where are the villagers on gold? Oh, in the middle gold maybe. Yeah, they're trying to take it, but there's a trap in the army there. Oh, that was so costly. These 5 traps were the mighty push by Maldhar, but his Cavachers were hanging out here. His army got on a down. And Dragonstar taking the market, saving him. He even has the stone for castle for the wood control over here. And these villagers are taking off gold as well. It looked so good for a minute for Maldhar. Now it's back to reacting. I mean, there's still juice in the market, right? Maldhar could take it. Oh, now losing the Cavachers too. It looks good really for Maldhar. Maldhar's economy, 50 farms to 70 farms. No resources to 13k. 1k, 500. No, I like Dragonstar's position now. Dragonstar's 15k food that he can still sell for 60. It's really nice. Oh, another castle on that gold. So he will get all the gold. And why did Maldhar never get these 5 gold miners? I don't know. Nice attack grounds, probably. Not really. Oh, they actually ended up way better for nice micro on the abilities from Maldhar. I mean, his eco distribution now looks fine again. He's back on this gold. Would selling food or spamming Husabi better for Teal? Selling food. I mean, he could do both. He has 15k food. the price is at... no, the price is down. Okay, he sold food. But I would sell it down to 14 and use the rest of your fucking 15k that are still there to spam Husabi. 16k, you can clearly do both. But only 4 on wood. Has wood control here, those builders are all garrisoned. Probably was the Cavacher raid. And okay, we have a fight over wood here. 2 towers stopped will fall, so this wood gets freed up again. And yeah, looks good for Dragonstar. Crazy has so much more than blue. Well, Japanese are kind of cheaper on gold and use more of that. But yeah, the farm development by Dragonstar was really nice. Also, Dragonstar used the lakes. Well, not really. Not using that lake, but he's starting to use it. Maldhar completely ignored the lakes, but kind of makes sense. Japanese are way more wood dependent than food dependent, so the lakes really aren't too useful for them. Especially since they don't do any light cav. And it's trying to do it with the Champion Samurai switch over here. Which I don't mind. But oh, yay! Maldhar's finally getting to that gold! Oh no! It's all gone. But denying these woodlands over here, don't see too much siege from Maldhar, only 2 relics, and it's kind of too late now. Dragonstar's taking all the gold. Is it meta to go for fishing ships? Traps is Japanese in DM? At some point I would say yes, but it costs a lot of wood, so early game, if you go for Cavachers in the matchup, which you do with most matchups, then not early, I would say. Those traps in needs in DM aren't really food dependent. But still, like all the 60 farms, I feel like he should have used the Japanese fish, right? Like, it's still less wood investment than into farms. So yeah, the more I think about, the more fish traps he should have done. Maldhar raiding with halberdiers, and he does have a trap. It's a Japanese trap, but it's also only 1 trap. Might actually be uphill though. Downhill. And he's killing the repairers. At least some of them. So now he has enough to damage that. No, there's more in the castle. But no more stone for Dragonstar. At least Dragonstar will have to sell stone. But the wood price is also still high. At this point though, wood price still being high, it's probably not going to change too much. And Dragonstar didn't want to buy wood to keep that castle up. Hero controls this wood, but he's looking to control this wood. He's taking this wood. Both are kind of low on wood. So we have a really close game here. That's a nice fight for Maldhar. And he could get into that wood now. So it's looking better for Maldhar. Again, at least better than before. He does have a trap. He did add light cav now. He's still wasting all his halberdiers into that though. No, champions and light cav are taking that, so if it doesn't get too close to the castle, it should be a good fight. It's close to the castle now, but there's light is still. I feel like that might be too much gold investment. But Dragonstar's winning the fight. It does have 3 traps. Nice raids here at the north. We have Lithuanian fish traps. You want to see fish traps, Kako? Uh, 33% faster do Japanese traps fire. Well, we're just coming down here. There's still the gold. 530 gold on it. All the gold on the map, other gold on the map is gone. Yeah, these somebody's on the castle won't stop that. Where's Maldhar's army? What is he up to? He's making a tower there, but I don't really see any army besides the block of halberdiers. I think he lost most of his army in that fight there. That's at least a little bit more wood for Maldhar. We would like him to take the forward wood first. So let's look at the wood situation. There's a line of wood in the middle. Little bit still for Dragonstar for free. And this one that has a tower. So, the problem is the gold, but wood-wise, Maldhar has this castle and everything. It's quite even because we have these 2 towers versus the castle kind of controlling these, and these kind of not controlled by anybody. Though that tower helps us. So maybe wood situation is actually better for Maldhar, but it's only 1 tower on each of these wood lines. Dragonstar heavily mining that one over here and killing that keep. I feel like just using halberdiers isn't really great by Maldhar. Because, well, skirmishes. Japanese could go full champions or like champion help at least. I mean, yeah, you want some help against the lightest, but There won't be that many lighters coming. Still 400 gold plus 3 relics. But yeah. With the skirms behind, it's just Japanese helps and the characters behind are better. But the behind lines can't fight, so yeah, champions would be nice. Could sell food, but the food prices are so down. Maldhar missing the market is a huge issue, and now we can't take wood over here as well. Looks like Maldhar might lose a super close game 4 that could have brought him the series win. We'll lose that wood line to... Yeah, the Yasuma towers are always great. At least he still has control over this one with Yasuma towers. And now queuing more champions. But it's kind of hard with 2 relics and him not getting only 1 of the last 3 goals. He could have gotten that so easily, the one up here. And the south control will be for Dragonstar with these 2 wood lines. They're not as big as the top wood line. Dragonstar's investing a lot in Lighters. And even has Paladin still. And these small groups of champions really don't do anything against Lighters. So you either need big groups or like a mix of heavy decent champions, what I would like to see. Also scans have gone down, so only producing light cap won't really save him. Gold count is not looking too bad for Maldhar. He can fall back behind the towers, but problem is losing. That's all the wood access he has. And 5k wood for Dragonstar. Feels bad, because Maldhar really had chances to win this game. And brought it like after 2 quick wins for him. We had a close game 3 and even closer game 4. But with 4k wood in the bank for Dragonstar, I don't see him losing this anymore. 1 trap pushing back here with some samurai, but they're all dying to the castle. He's not killing these villagers. Okay, carriages will kill these villagers. But this castle, can't really be repaired. It can still sell stuff for gold. Dragonstar really doesn't want to lose this castle, but his wood bank should carry him, and Maldhar has completely 0 wood. 5 on wood. They don't even know where they are, so they're probably not really on wood even. Flexion Dragonstar is allergic to Poplanet. He's trying to get as much wood as he can, and I think he's still taking good fights because Maldhar's not at pop a lot too. And most of the fights I'm seeing are good fights for Dragonstar. But yeah, I mean, he has 16k food, right? He could just make Wing to Sarv till he's at 200 pop. No, I wouldn't delete half of his food eco. Like, 79 villagers is fine, I think. He should just spam Hussar. Like, bro, even I look like an aggressive player compared to this. But he has 3 relics. He has the wood control. Why does he need to be aggressive? He's losing wood control over here. He has 3 traps. Losing that castle hurts, though. I mean, yes, he should make the Hussar, but I don't think big push is something he needs. He needs to starve the Japanese out of food. And that's kind of what he's doing. Controlling this again, controlling this. So this is the only spot to push, and that's where the army should go and kill all the bits. I mean, the army should also go, so... Why is he only producing 1 Hussar? "14 stables, 1 Hussar production." "10 skirms." Okay, will be enough. If I have 17k food, I would have constant spam of hussars. On the sharing! Look at this. Maldhar is now not at any wood line. Blue's win numbers is looking bad. 87 is fine for this stage of the game. The problem is the wills are not getting to wood. Ah, Keller, you think it's a 15k food challenge? Dragonstar wants his meme. Maybe. Now, here comes the push! Dragonstar would also make champions, right? Lithuanians get champions, no? I mean, that's enough skirms to kill the James. He's losing wood there. There's not much wood there to get though. 3 trees. Maldhar going full light calf now. He doesn't really have a choice, right? As if an Armor would make checks like him. Okay, yeah. But why don't they? Because usually raiding with hussars is better than RM, I guess. Yeah, now it's through to the castle. Oh, what a game! Yeah, interesting considering himself as an RM. Pop limit has been reached! And instantly Maldhar calls to GG. Oh, what a game! Maldhar really had his chances when he had this push before he separated his army and his trips and could have gotten that gold. If he had used the market, if he would have been a little bit more careful with his characters. But yeah, really nice, really good, really closely contested game. And Dragonstar, after losing the first 2 games in like, boom, takes it to a game 5. These are the statistics. Dragonstar, better economy, more of everything. Had early map control, so I would say early on the game looked good for Dragonstar. You can see it in the villager population here as well. The nice early raids brought Maldhar down, and Maldhar never really established himself on the map as well. Besides like that one point where I thought he was winning the game. So we had Japanese very closely losing to Lithuanians. The last map is Kazakhstan, and I'm sorry but this game was long, so I'm gonna be right back with game 5. And let me put the hype song on because it's a game 5. Why not? Be back in 1 minute. And what civs you think should they use in the last one? And I forgot the scoreboard as always.
Beep, 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 beep,
It's obviously 2-2.
beep, 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 was Feuer. Beep, 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 was Feuer. Beep, 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 was Feuer.
Motherfucker with going Japanese and not Berbers here though.
Alright guys, we have some late night casting, and yes, it would be wise.
I mean, Berbers would have been better against Lith. I thought he was thinking of he would be against Bulgarians, right? Berbers against Bulgarians. Is that a good matchup for Berbers? But it could be Bohemians, right? Bohemians should wreck Berbers. But what do Berbers do against Bohemians? I mean, Japanese would probably be nice there. I think he was trying to get Teutons for that, but that's very unlikely with his first pick. Yeah, there's Fastives, right? Berbers could try to end it early with, I guess, Cavalier, Cavacha. And they get the middle, but they have a really hard time against the Death Ball. Incas at least get Sea Drain. So if I'm thinking it's gonna be Bohemians, I'd probably go Incas. And it's a quite logical thought for somebody who picked Portuguese on Golden Swamp to think that they would go Bohemians here. It's so weird that they posted 6 games, so I'm interested what's gonna happen here. Kavasan is the map. I understand the thought if it's not Bulgarians. Against Sidra Justice, Incas have troubles. And Berbers are actually quite good against Bulgarians. And unlucky for Maldhar, it is Bulgarians. So let's go into game 5. Game over. What? But I don't see what's wrong. They have DM res and everything. Well, I guess it's the other wreck then. But I don't know why they didn't play this, because everything seemed right. They picked correct sieves. Yeah, also people are supposed to name the wrecks. But yeah, let's go into game 6 then. It is the same sieves. Welcome to game 5. Why did they have a restart? This is a different map. And there was DM res. Maybe some other settings was wrong. Say, spectator was off or something. Probably something like that, right? Yeah, Incas against Bulgarians. Bulgarians have Eagle Killing, two-handed swordsman that Dragonstar is making. They have Conics that wreck a lot. Kamiyuk is kind of the only good unit that Incas have. And there's a soap. They didn't even start? Yeah, could be. Yeah. Are we even going for Eagles? Maldhar is going for Eagles, but I mean, yeah, they're faster than the two-handed swordsman. Bulgarian two-handed swordsman getting extra armor on them, so really, really strong actually. Even though Coming, I believe, still doesn't know that. And it's always laughing when I make two-handed swordsmen, as if it would be a big mistake. But the two-handed swordsmen are really good. I think the Incas were against Bohemians. Two Crepos in front and siege. Let's see what the Eagles can do. Maldhar did get a kill. And yeah, another kill. Okay, the Eagles are doing a good job. Losing one at home. I don't know how. Because the scout must have been long gone. But he should get another villager kill here. Bulgarians not getting treadmill cranes, so they're quite slow. How are Incas good against Bohemians? Eagles and Siege Ram? It's better what Berbers have, maybe? If you if the thinking is they're making a lot of Hussite wagons, right? And a lot of people make a lot of Hussite wagons. And two-handed swordsmen are a big issue. I don't understand that many Eagles. They were nice for the rush. And Maldhar's trying to get full control of the middle. I also like the early castles, but I think focusing all villagers on one first might have been more effective to actually get them up. And it might also be too many Eagles. I think Kamiyuks is the unit you should go for. There is a defensive castle making Kamiyuks. It's trying kind of all in this. There is the Slingers though, but they died to Conic. Yeah, they died to Siege Ranger. I think overall Burr the better pick because they're more decent against both civs, and like Incas just don't have a chance against Bulgarians. But I see a pattern there. Keller was always hating on me picking Bulgarians. Now Bulgarians are getting a civ win, so he has to hate the Incas. Well, Dragonstar is helping out a little bit here, killing his own swordsman. But the zombie's still wrecking it. Champions now by Incas, but the Bulgarian two-handed still kill them. Slingers behind should do some damage, but only to dismounted Conics and the two-handed and not to Conics. Incas could play Arbalest against Conics, but then there's Siege Rangers. Arbalest own Onager Kamiyuk is probably the combination that you want. Doesn't feel that strong, but can't cover with something better. Oh, the best combination for them is Dragonstar killing with his own... Ah, no, there were attack rounds, okay. He was not killing his own units there. If you attack around a building, you don't kill the other units attacking it. I think if you don't aim there, but aim to the middle of the building. And Dragonstars need siege. There's siege coming. Yeah. With the possibility of Bulgarians being there, Inca doesn't seem like a right pick. I was just trying to understand it as a counter pick to Bohemians. Rebels are far better versus Bohemians? But how? And Maldhar, if you're complaining about Keller being mean, at least he's not co-casting. So, just watch the Sitova's Joro set again. And complain about Keller being mean to you. Hi, Peon. Relics are also being taken. Eagle's getting some nice knives on the SO. But 26 units, trebuchets are going there. Against Bulgarians, it feels kind of shitty. You have a good start, and you have mobility, and you have Camelot. Yeah, but how much does mobility matter on Karazhan? Very nice teams. Gear Ro32 was rooting for you. Indeed, even though Dragonstar played a lot of DMs well, I shouldn't also only count him as a full armor. But really impressive first two games. Bit of misplays there by Dragonstar 2, and super close game 4. Game 3 also chances there. If Maldhar takes the hill in game 4, or a lot of situations, a hill in game 3, or a lot of situations in game 4, the tour of Mangudai not happening in game 3 came really close to reaching the round of 16. Not with the last game, but with game 3 and 4, and with 2 very quick wins in game 1 and 2. And congratulations Dragonstar, but also congratulations Maldhar to a really nice performance in Deathmatch World Cup 5. Almost reaching the round of 16, which is kinda almost the same as reaching last year's main event. 16 to 24 difference there. No, actually last year's main event was 32 players, no? Yeah. So reaching the round of 16 here makes you last 24. That's actually better than reaching main event last year. You should get the middle with Berbers and you can use your mobility quite well. Yeah, I guess. Then you raid and try to work around the big push, but they get bombard cannons at least. Still think like Incas can also do something in that matchup. And that was what you were thinking, Maldhar, right? Were you expecting Bohemians or Bulgarians? I want to know that. Yeah, but we shouldn't forget that reaching the round of 16 is better than reaching last year's main event. But you were thinking he would go Bulgarians. Okay, then I retract everything and I don't understand the Inca pick at all. Like, and Keller in the draft was saying he could have picked Mayans. Mayans also lose this, in my opinion. At least if AR12 plays them, and I play the Bulgarians, but yeah, why would you pick Incas into Bulgarians if you expected that? I mean, you were trying to get expecting to get hills first. Well, yeah, but still, you don't have any units. That's too aggressive with the first castle. Yeah, but even if you get the castles up, you would have to play Arbalest and keep them alive. More comfortable with Incas. But Berbers actually have quite a good matchup here, I feel. Like, they're fast. Berber against Bulgarians is a really nice matchup for the Berbers. Slingers and Kamayuk. But the two-handed swordsmen are really strong. Conic are strong. Siege Rogers. Well, we saw how it ended. I just wanted to know your thoughts, so I don't want to, like, argue any longer. Just want to retract my future statements. Little bit, but yeah, sadly Incas losing to Bulgarians and Dragonstar somehow making the reverse sweep happen. Feels bad for Maldhar, but I think Maldhar, you can be really proud of your performance in Deathmatch World Cup 5. And I think a lot of people can see your improvement. And yeah, we expect great things of you in Deathmatch World Cup 6. And in all future tournaments. DM leagues probably gonna expand soon after World Cup. A lot will happen in DM that you can shine in. And yeah, congrats to breakthrough performance here.